Hey guys, Gemma from ASD Rocks. Just want to introduce you to a concept that really helped us in the later primary school years. It's a concept called the Unthinkables, and ultimately it is a group of characters that really typify some character traits that are really common within ASD kids. It's obviously come a long way since we used it, but it's still got the basic concepts. We didn't have all of the cards and the books that they have now, so it's obviously much more expanded. Ultimately, it is about this superhero, Superflex, who is really flexible, and he's got these sidekicks, and they all work together to battle the negative traits that we find stop our kids with ASD from doing the things they want.
Hey, Bo.
Hey.
Just want to do a really quick thing and ask you about, do you remember the Unthinkables?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you remember how they came about?
I can't remember the exact details, but I think the my speech therapist.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, she did. And the idea of them was to help you sort of identify things, right? Like actions that you made. Do you remember any of them?
There are some.
Do you remember Mr. Glass?
Oh yeah, I was thinking of that one, but I couldn't remember the name.
Yeah, what did Mr. Glass do? Why was he called Mr. Glass?
Because I think he would break down
the smallest things would just shatter him. Like the tiniest little thing, and he'd just be shattered. So, like if one of your Beanie Boos fell off the bed, it would just absolutely shatter him. That would be like Mr. Glass. What about Worrywall? I think was he called Worrywall?
Yeah.
Yeah? What was he?
He just worry.
Yeah, but worried to the point where it actually
became a problem.
Yeah, it stopped him from doing things. And you still have Worrywall.
To this day.
To this day, yeah. We still have to get Superflex out. Because remember how you just said, like, for example, I was talking about the trampoline before, and you were like, oh, I'm worried this, or I'm worried that. And
I don't think I said I was worried.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I just said I'm going to need to think about it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Fair enough. That is fair enough. But we do have Mr. Worrywall. We have Worrywall a lot still, don't we?
Yeah.
Any other ones?
I think there was Mrs. Jean.
Mean Jean.
Yeah, Mean Jean. That's
mean
where it was.
Jean. What did she do?
I'm pretty sure she's just mean.
She's just mean. We didn't have to really work on that one with you very much, did we? You were never really a mean kind of one. Who was the one? Remember how you used to walk down, like, when the teacher said that the class was gonna walk to the park or wherever, and everybody had to be quiet. And when people weren't...
Oh, the enforcer.
The enforcer! That is the one I've been trying to think of this whole time. The enforcer.
Yeah, it's not as strong anymore.
No! You really... Like, but it used to be, didn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, so... The teacher would say, be quiet, and then people wouldn't, and what would you do?
I would try to make them be quiet.
Yeah, so you would be like, the enforcer, you'd be like, hey, shh, you're talking. And you couldn't really tell the difference between sort of a little bit of what was okay, because when your teacher said be quiet, it means...
Well, be quiet.
That's right, and even if they're whispering, they're not being...
noisy.
They're not being quiet. So, yeah, the enforcer. But now you're at school, and it's in high school, and it's like, can you imagine having the enforcer there? It'd drive you crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It would actually drive you crazy. So you had a couple of, and do you think that understanding through like Mean Gene or the Worry Wall or Mr. Glass or the Enforcer or those sorts of things, do you think any of them helped you understand yourself or others? Do you understand what I'm saying? Did it help you realize when you were being Mr. Glass or the Enforcer?
I don't know.
Don't know?
Yeah.
Don't know. But it certainly helps you see things in other people though as well, doesn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. I think the Unthinkables was amazing for you when it came to social, learning social stuff. I think it was brilliant. All right, thank you. That's all I wanted. How easy was that? Not bad, huh? Okay, bye.
Bye.
The Body Snatcher. Now, he was fantastic for Bo because Bo is the ultimate body physical stimmer, and he would just, in the middle of a conversation, just walk away. The Body Snatcher is the villain that is responsible for, in the middle of a conversation, or whether you're standing in a group or one-on-one, where the person just walks away, turns around, or just turns their back on you. And this was used repeatedly with Bo so that he was aware of his own actual physical movements. And if you were halfway through a conversation and he started walking away, you'd be like, hey, body snatcher, come back. Okay, was funny once. Now, he can be taken in two ways. Like, all right, okay, it was funny just once, or it was funny once, like, ages ago. Like, once upon a time, that was funny, but now it's not funny anymore. And we still have to use this again for Bo. Bo is like one of those ASD kids that is just on constant repeat. And he just thinks the same thing is funny over and over and over again. And you've seen it 15 times. And I've had to explain it to Finn. Like, he takes it up and Finn just rolls his eyes at me. And I'm like, we've got to remember there was a time that we were just so desperate that Bo even wanted to communicate with us or show us what was entertaining to him, that, we have to remember that this is a blessing that he's coming to us and wants to share something, because there was a time when we couldn't even get him to share what he was thinking about. The other side of Was Funny Once is the one where kids in a classroom are trying to get other kids to act silly or don't realise that the discussion is a serious one. So he's a character that can be used for a lot of settings and a lot of actually different types of inappropriate humour. I don't know. This is a really tough one. One-sided Sid. This is basically a character that is a diagnosis for autism, in my opinion. So, one-sided Sid is where they continuously talk about the topic that they're interested in. Now, whether it's Pokemon, whether it's, certain online games, whatever it happens to be, dinosaurs, politics, it's pretty much the very definition of autism. So this one, I guess, you can just simply use to make them aware that they are repeatedly talking about the same things. Maybe help them understand to listen to other people, something like that. But for me, this is a really hard one because this is basically a diagnosis in itself. So obviously the Space Invader is a really fantastic one in my opinion. Heaps and heaps of children have a problem with understanding personal space. And this is a really, really great way to point out to your child or other children or children you're working with about this concept of personal space without putting the onus and the guilt on the child for doing the wrong thing. So I guess the idea behind all of these characters is that we're able to show these children what is going on by using a third character who is taking responsibility, and the child doesn't feel like they're the one doing something wrong, because so often we don't learn when we feel guilty or feel like we're getting in trouble. We learn much better when we're in a fun environment, and to be able to say, hey, space invader, when the situation is occurring, it can be a lot easier to point out that space is being invaded, but putting the onus on someone else.